What's Gucci, everybody? It's AJ here again, and today I want to talk about some more advanced input and output, specifically in this tutorial, output with the printf function, and how to maybe be a little more concise than just the %d or %c or %s that I've showed you. In this tutorial, I want to focus on how to print out numbers or integers using things besides the %d. Now, the d next to the parentheses symbolizes just a basic signed decimal integer. Now, if you wanted to print out a float, you would use %f. And let me just show you here. So I have a float of 1.2, and boom. Let's see if I can do this with d as well. And I get some very, very weird number that we are not going to worry about. So you can only do decimal numbers with %f. And instead of d, you can use I as well, but it's an integer. And even if I make this negative, I believe I'll get the same result. And as you can see, I does about the same thing as d. They are the same with printf, but they are different with scanf. You can also use %o to print out things in octal, which octal is, unlike base 10, it's base 8. So this 122 will be a different representation. It'll be in base 8. So I would get 122 if I multiplied all of these to their respective powers. So 8 to the 0, which would be 2 times 1, plus 8 to the 1, which is 7 times 8, plus 64, because it's 8 squared times 1. So 64 plus 56 plus 6 plus 2. And that may give us our answer. You're going to have to check that. I'm doing that at the top of my head. Actually, we'll print it out in the next answer I do. 8 times 8, 64, plus 56, plus 2, 172. Oh, we do know that's the same thing because it printed out the same answer. So there's a little octal 8 for you. And if you wanted to do something other, another option other than octal is hexadecimal. And you can do that with x. %x is hexadecimal. There's really not many easy way. There's really not a easy way to think about this. I kind of don't like it. I wish they used %h for hexadecimal, but they do use O for octal, so that kind of makes sense. And then, so as you can see, I can also use capital X to make the hexadecimal letters capital. So when I print this out, the 7A will now be capital. There's no other difference except it makes the letters capital if you wanted to do it that way. Another symbol I forgot to show you guys is U. And U is unsigned decimal numbers. So unsigned means that it goes from 0 to a very high positive number, but there are no negative numbers in unsigned. So if I do negative 122, this is going to print out actually a very large positive number and not this negative number that I suspect when I run this. Yes, I think that's like 4 billion something, 1,000 million, yeah, 4,292,000,000. And basically what it does is it looks at the bits a different way than negative 122, and this number can be represented with the same bit representation. You just are looking at it differently because you're counting the leftmost bit as a positive bit. I do talk about this in another tutorial if you guys want to go check that one out. Some more conversions are, for instance, the %e. Now, %e is kind of pretty cool, and what it's going to do is it's going to print out your number or whatever, 3.14, in exponential form. And if you know what exponential is, it's when you use the e to the plus 100. So it's using, maybe I should make my number larger. Well, I should make this larger is what I'm saying. And in exponential format, I should have done this in the beginning. As you can see here, it's saying that this is about 3.3 times 10 to the 8th. So we have to move the decimal place over a few places. But that can be a way to print out a very big number. As you can see in just this one statement, we can represent a very big number because it could go up to 999. And that's about all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. So just remember, the %E and the %F both need floating types. So for instance, if I just put an integer here, I'm going to get a very weird value. And as you can see, that is not the right value according to this number here. It started out with like a 1.6, and we do not want that. So make sure you make it a floating just by adding a 0.0 at the end. And so yeah, so there's %D for signed integers, %I, which do the same thing. There's %O for octal, %U for unsigned decimal integers, X for hexy, and E for exponential. So that kind of makes sense. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the printing integer basics for printf. Hope you guys have a great day.